Hi guys, here's Marina, and I'll be talking about the article for the discussion. Um, how youth sports are struggling with dropping participation, high costs, and banned coaches. This is a very interesting and important issue. It's not here only in the USA. I think it's the whole world is struggling with it. I know that back home um, we have the same problems. Um, the schools, we used to have a period of class for physical education where we could play sports and learn more about them, but I know that they cut this program already even when I was back home, and it's just been getting worse and worse. So the first question is how we can fix those issues, and I found an article by Kristen Duggy, and she says that school is the first place where we can restore the access for the kids to play sports. Um, she says that programs with 45 minutes of playing 5 days a week, that's already a lot beneficial, and the kids can happily take some time out of it and have some fun and enjoy the sport. Um, Another article that I found by Michael Thompson at Australian Sports says that if we want the kids to be active, we should lead by the example. I really relate to this sentence because my parents were always very active and they always try to make me and my sister as active as possible. We've been in sports since forever. I've been swimming since I was 3. I did swim lessons and I've been swimming since then. In schools, after the class period was over, we had the option to stay extra, and we had different practices for different sports. So I was there and I did play volleyball, football, or soccer, and many other sports. And I could choose which sport I wanted, and I chose swimming. And I'm very glad that my parents really encouraged me to be active. The last article that I found was by Michael Woodman, and he says that we should keep it fun, be positive, and encourage and do not force the kids. I think that the problem can really be fixed if we help the kids to have fun, encourage them, and be positive. At Washington Post, it says that 70% of the kids quit by the age of 13. And the reasons were they're not having fun, they're feeling pressured. And I know that when I was coaching in North Carolina at a swim club, there was some kids that were definitely being forced to be there. They didn't like swimming. They cried the whole time. They complained about the water being cold, and they always just created some excuse to get out, and the parents would put them back in, and for sure they will quit by that age. And it's sad. I mean, I can also relate to that because when I was around this age, 13, a lot of kids from my team, they just stopped swimming, and at one point I was the only girl of the team. And another point of the article says that kids just stop just by the age. As teenagers, maybe they lose the interest and everything, but I think if it's a good environment, good people, good coaches, then they definitely will be in sports still. The second question about which issue I think is a priority, I think it's coaching, because coaching, there is a very, very big impact in kids' lives. I found an article at the Aspen Institute. It's called Project Play, and there are some challenges of fixing youth sport. And one of them, it was we should hire more female coaches. Only 25% of the coaches are females, and they say that that is definitely a challenge, and it could have a better impact for youth sports. Also, only 30% of the coaches receive specific training, so they don't have all the knowledge they need to have to be a good coach. And I think that the pressure most of the times come from parents, but also for coaches, because if you're not well prepared, if you don't have the training that you need to be, if you don't... I did many trainings for USA Swimming before I became a certified coach, so there are a lot that a coach needs to know and to do, and if you don't have the specific training, that can really impact in the kids' lives. So in my opinion, the bad coaches, it is the priority issue. It can influence how the kids see the sports, if they're having fun, and if they're feeling pressured or not. For the third question, how do we HPER professionals can begin the shift? I think, like I said before, schools are definitely the number one place where we can keep kids involved in sports. It should definitely be on the schedule of any school before high school. And also in parks and recreation, where the kids can... Back home in parks and recreations, they have a coach there, and whatever age you are, he's gonna coach you. He can give you some exercises. He can... If there's a lot of kids, they can play a sport together, and I really think that can help kids stay involved and keep interested in this sport. So school and parks and recreation are definitely my options.